is.
Great job not hurrying. You like your fights tougher after all. Still a monster, I see. There it is. They're all dead. Good for you, Kratos. Good kill.
Oh, now we get poison. Alright, well. Alright. So taking the poison, and I just gotta remember that I have spear special attacks when they have recharged. Alright. What do we have here that might help us?
Decisions.
Let's go.
Killing an enemy while in Spartan Rage restores rage and health. Frost, Awaken, and Flame Whiplash and moderate. That one. Don't really think that's important. What is this one? That's 50,000. That's. Is this wrong? Perfect glyph. Last second evade does realm shift, slowing down surrounding enemies. Kratos' melee damage increases based on his rage. Incoming damage that would be lethal is absorbed by available rage. Ha. Ha. Never used that before. I don't know how good it is. And this is just leftover points, so I'll get this. Okay. Alright. Here he is.
Kratos, I've been awaiting your return.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Fight.
When we were here last, you told me of the fear and hatred you released when you opened that box.
I remember.
What I ask you to remember is what was left behind. Complete the story, Kratos.
Find you. Defend yourself. Come on. Now you're fighting to win. Come on.
No!
Behind you! Look out!
Oh man. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Alright, end it early.
Be ready. Fight. Come on. Yes. Well done. Fight. Huxon. Behind you. Look out.
Yes! Oh my god, first try! Today. First try today. I know. I did a lot of tries last time. Oh, the poison
Son,
punch is so
Kratos.
good.
I yield.
Hard fought.
Oh man. Because of the time of the run, it's like 45 minutes to an
Let's see
hour
what your
each attempt
minds
on this
worked
guy.
out. When the evils of the box were purged, what remained was hope, which you chose to release back to the world.
Yes. After everything, you came back full circle to sacrificing yourself.
My death would have been just, but it was not to be.
Yes, you lived, and hope still lived inside you, from that day to this one. One might say you brought hope back to these realms after a long slumber. Box or no box, Kratos. Hope and fear and love and hate exist in every one of us. The question is, which will you choose to let guide your actions? Each choice we make shapes our world.
I see the truth of it.
And
I believe I am ready to walk through that door.
excellent.
Okay, now what is through the door? Is this from the DLC? Yeah, we're at the end of the DLC. Oh!
What can I say to you? I remember how it felt to take that throne. All that it meant. And all that it did not. A god of war. God of pain. Of suffering. Of destruction. And the one said I chase redemption that I know I can never deserve. What does that make me? God of fools. A god of... hope. When all else is lost. You lost everything. And everyone. You became... There is no forgiving you. You chose! I chose. But now, should I, this same man, should I sit, take, proclaim, lead, place myself in service. In service. Should I lose everything and everyone? There's to be enough left inside so that I do not become you. I do not know. But I have hope. You are cruel and arrogant and selfish. But you are more than that. You have always been more than what others saw. You are more than that.
And now he's gonna sit. So this means he's gonna accept the mantle to become the god of war for this pantheon.
Well, looks like I missed everything.
Mimir's just getting squished into the chair.
Did you find what you needed? Glad to hear it, brother. We're done here then, so, what now?
Now, I believe I would like to sit here for a while.
Mimir's like, well, I guess I'm sitting here too. I don't have any legs. Ah, that was worth it. That was totally worth coming back to finish that boss fight. That was good. So if there's going to be another God of War game, it's implying heavily that he's going to tell Freya that he's going to accept the mantle of the God of War for this pantheon that he's currently in. Skip that. We've had a lot of DMCA hits for this game. Are we gonna talk to Freya? Alright. I just want to walk around and look at for more conversations. That's all.
Well done, General. I had no doubt you would see this through to the end.
Congratulations. I hope Valhalla gave you everything you needed.
Hello? Hello, Ye Master.
Look who's returning from the front gate, fellows. Something must have happened there.
I take it this is a good
Freya.
sign.
I will join you. I will try to be what the people need.
Good. I'm very pleased to hear that. And that you found what you needed here.
I could not have done so without my friends. I am grateful.
Valhalla is at your disposal, Kratos. If you have more you wish to work out, now or later, we will heed the call.
All right. Okay. Valhalla continues. You've mastered Valhalla, but there is more work to be done. Continue the cycle to unlock more of Kratos' memories and upgrades. Those seeking a challenge can visit the Desert of Lost Souls, the Aegean Boat, and the Forum in Valhalla's upper realms. There's no end to one's self-improvement. The Legacy Rage Path and a special new appearance and armor set for Kratos have been unlocked in both Valhalla and New Game Plus. Okay. Now, as I understand it, if you were to continue doing runs over and over and over, there are a few more nuggets of lore that can be found. However, the main thing, the bulk of it, is from beating Tyr the 4th time, which is what we just did. So I am satisfied with that. But yeah, that was awesome. Review time. Let's review it. Usually, when I finish a game that I have been streaming for a while, we do a little review. We sit down and we talk about, like the game itself and how it went and stuff like that. So let's talk about God of War Ragnarok. Obviously, the latest installment in the God of War series. If anyone's considering playing this game, I do not think that it is necessary to play the old God of War games. I myself had not, and I was still able to get a lot of enjoyment out of this. I watched a video on YouTube that kind of summarized the classic God of War games over like an hour. I do think you should play God of War 2018 before this one, because this is a direct sequel to that. It picks up right where it left off, so I would not recommend going right into Ragnarok without having played the previous God of War first. The story started off with a bang. Freya's immediately chasing you and trying to kill you. I did not expect to have her on my side at any point in time through this. Some of the stuff that happened was predictable. Some of it was absolutely not. Like when I found out, like when the story wrapped all the way back around to Jormungandr, I was like, oh my god! Like I remember yelling at that part. Like there was a few moments where something happened and it was just, the writing was so good. The writing was so good. The main story writing was really, really good. Was really enjoyable. The talent trees, I mentioned this before, the talent trees kind of felt because like I got that set of armor that gave me the poison punching through the main story. Valhalla is a whole separate thing, but in the main story I got the poison punching armor, and it was so strong that it felt like a downgrade to use either the axe or the blades of the spear. So I basically used them when I had to break like a guard or to do a puzzle. But because of that, their talent trees felt pointless, and punching doesn't have a talent tree. So the armor was so good, and I liked it so much that there was no longer anything to look forward to when it came to leveling up. Just stats. That was it, just stats. So that was kind of silly. The controls were pretty good. For a game that was a console game that they then put on PC, it was pretty good, not great. For example, like in order to use my relic, I had to hit QE at the same time. And if I hit Q, just Q, that was block. If I accidentally double tapped Q, that was shield bash. So if I was frantically trying to use my relic or block or shield bash, it might do any of those three things if I was not clicking it with thought behind it. And that kind of thing. And there was multiple inputs like that. They kind of did it like, Street Fighter inputs or Mortal Kombat inputs, like, left, 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 right, right in order to do a certain move. You couldn't just bind the move to like the one key. You had to left, 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 right, right, up, down, A, B, start. You had to do stuff like that. Not a huge fan of that. It is what it is. That's just my own personal preference. If I've got 2/3 of my keyboard unused, I would like to be able to just bind it to a button. Not one of my attempts on Tyr, when I got him down to 1 pixel of health, I tried to block his last attack. I tried to block it, then hit him, and I was hitting Q in a panic, and I guess my finger twitched, and I did a double tap, and so it became a shield bash instead of a block. So I just went wah, and then died, and I was yelling because that literally would not have happened if it wasn't for console controls. The controls in this game, for a game that came from controller, were good. But the controls in this game, like just if you compare it to other PC games that were designed for PC, they were mid. they were mid. It's designed to be used with a controller, right? But you know, when they sell it, they say it works fine on keyboard and mouse. Like, so I'm judging it based on that. Did the weapons grow on you in Valhalla? The chains are fun. The chains that have the blades on the end of them, they are fun. They're like a lot of eye candy and all, but they do very little damage unless you can get someone on fire, which takes a lot of hits to set them on fire. So the chain's fun. The axe feels like it's dull and not sharp. It takes forever to kill things with the axe. And the spear was okay. Like, I would say the base damage of the spear felt higher than the blades or the axe, but poison punching did so much more damage than anything else. Plus, their stagger bar filled up so fast when you punched them, like way faster than any other weapon. So, let's see. Real Yakuza's play God of War with controller? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Is anything else? Anything else? Loved all the mythology stuff. Obviously, God of War has a lot of mythology in it, but even I, who had not played the previous God of War games, I was able to immediately recognize things like Zeus and the story of Pandora's box, things like that. That was really cool. I had no idea he had had a run-in with Pandora's box in the past. That was really neat. Stuff like that. What's another thing? Oh, I'm looking at sign into PlayStation here. This is one of those games on Steam where it says requires a PlayStation account, and a lot of people downvoted it on the Steam review page because it says requires a PlayStation account. But it never made me sign in. So that was cool. I bought the game knowing that I might have to deal with that, you know, small hurdle, and it never made me sign in. So that was kind of cool. You know, ever since like Helldivers, they've been, you know, really pushing that. Let's see Kratos take on Jesus next. According to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jesus was one of the first Joestars, so give him all of the JoJo powers, and then that would be a funny fight. How did you feel about Valhalla overall? Okay, so I have played games before where they just kind of shoehorned in a roguelike. Coincidentally, Assassin's Creed Valhalla had a roguelike that they shoehorned into it. And I did it like one time, and then I stopped. Like, I like roguelikes sometimes. I loved Hades. I've cleared the beta for Hades 2. There are, you know, many others that I have played on. You know what, hang on a second. Let me do search, store tags, roguelike. Let's see. Magicraft, Dome Keeper, Soulstone Survivors, Last Spell, Death Must Die, Hades 2, Twilight Survivors, Loop Hero, Heretics Fork, Risk of Rain, like just tons of them that I've played, and I have enjoyed roguelike. So in general, I have no hate for them. However, most games I've played where they just kind of shoehorn in a roguelike, it's weird, and I'm not like huge on it. But this one, it was pretty fun. And I think a lot of it was that there was still story, kind of like Hades. There was story throughout the whole thing. Where it wasn't just like you were playing through it and, silently. Like, it was cool that Mimir was talking to you through the whole thing, so you felt like you were progressing the story, even if you were dying and trying over and over and over. The theory is that the next God of War game will be based on one of the locals the weapons tier used are from, or be centered around Boy's hunt for the giants. I actually enjoyed being able to earn PlayStation trophies while playing on PC. Yeah, so, yeah, Valhalla was enjoyable, and it directly continued the story, and I thought that was pretty cool. We found out what happened to the real Tyr, had some bonding moments with him, because we, like, barely met him, the real him, and then also got to find out what Frey was up to, and, you know, Sigrun and Mimir. So yeah, it was fun, it was cool, I'm glad we came back and finished it, and hope you guys enjoyed it too.